Hey, what's up? This is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and today I'm going to be starting a new course on CSS. I've been getting a lot of questions on all sorts of stuff in the Drupal, the Magento, and all sorts of the other tutorial series we're running. Answers that could easily be, or problems that could easily be solved with just a knowledge of CSS. Okay, so what we wanted to do is give a very basic to advanced course on CSS going over pretty much everything. So this first lesson is really just going to be an introduction. I'm going to tell you a little bit about CSS and why it's important, and then how to add a CSS document to your HTML document. What I have right here is really just a stripped out version of an HTML5 boilerplate site, just downloaded from html5boilerplate.com. If you don't know about it, you should probably check it out. html5boilerplate.com. I'll have the link there. Basically, it's a great boilerplate to get started. Has all sorts of great stuff. Again, you can read more about it on their site. So this is just a stripped out version. I pretty much got rid of almost everything, but what we have here is just an HTML document with an H1 and a paragraph tag. So if we go to our browser here, if we go to our browser, this is what it looks like. It's completely stark, right? We go to our HTML, it looks like this. And typically in the past, I don't know if anyone has used inline styles to style your code, but that's not what we're interested in doing here. Inline styles would be if you were to write style equals, and then you could do color blue. Okay, so what this is going to do is it's going to assign this paragraph to blue. But yeah, inline styles are just a huge no. Basically, if you want anybody to edit this code later, I mean, I'm just going to say it right now, just don't even bother with inline styles ever. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep all of our styles in an external style sheet. We're going to keep our style and our content completely separated. So first off, I mean, CSS, it stands for cascading style sheets. It's what we use to make our HTML documents look good. So everything that's done for style, from color to background image, and now even with CSS3, there's border radius and drop shadows. All of these things you can do with CSS to style your websites. So you don't have to rely on images and just sort of maybe table techniques to sort of lay out your code. You're going to want to do it all with CSS. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create a CSS document, and I'm going to put it in a folder called CSS right here. It's good practice to put it in another folder, maybe something like Style Sheet CSS. If you're using something like Sass, I usually have my Sass or my CSS files in different folders just to keep things organized. But here's the CSS folder. It's got nothing in it but this hidden DS store file. And then here's our index file, the one that we're working off of here. So what we need to do first is create a file that's going to go in here. So just using Sublime Text, I'm going to add a new file, and I'm going to save it into this folder. And it's just going to be styles.css. And of course, you can make this name whatever, but sort of common things are styles.css, style.css. Of course, like I said, you can make this whatever you want. So I'm going to click this and click Save. So you remember, if you know anything about HTML, you always have to have like a doc type. This is HTML5, it has a doc type of HTML. With CSS, you don't have to do anything to get started. A blank document is a blank document. This is a CSS file, and it's totally valid. Okay? So what we want to do now is we want to attach this to our site. Okay, and what I'm going to actually do is I'm actually going to put a comment here just so we can make it make sure that this in fact worked once we added here. Okay, so I got a little CSS comment, and then right here, you want to make sure you do this in your head tag. The order that you add your style sheets is the order that they're going to be rendered. So let's say if you have two style sheets and you have one above another one, this one's going to get the rules that it goes through for the CSS is going to determine how it looks with this first one. And then if you have a second one, that second one's going to override anything that it would override. So you want to just be, cognizant of that. You know what's going on. So let's say you have something wacky happening, and the style sheet that you're working off of isn't the last one, or whatever. Something may be getting overwritten, but we'll go all over that later. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is add a link tag. And the only things we need in this link tag is a rel, R-E-L, for the relationship, and this is going to be style sheet. Okay, and next we need to say physically where is this document. So just like an image, if you have an href, you're going to link your CSS file with an href. So href, and it's going to be equal to, in this case, it's just in my CSS folder, and the file is styles.css. Okay, if I save that, and add this, close bracket here. Okay, save that. Now let's go back to our browser, and I'm going to refresh this. Okay, so this is our page. Let's actually check out the source. On a Mac, you can do that with Command Option U, or you can just do View Source, Developer View Source. I don't know what it is on Windows, but you can just right-click and say View Source. So here it is, our code. Here's this link to our styles sheet, and if we click on this and open this file in a new tab, your styles.css, you can see our comment that we had written here. It worked, and just really quick, I didn't actually mention this, but a comment is a / asterisk, and then your letters, and then an asterisk /. That's how you do a comment, okay? So check it out. It's linked. So now if we were to do any sort of styles in our style sheet, it's going to know, and it's going to update them in your HTML. Alright, so this is the introduction to CSS from Level Up Tuts. In the next tons of lessons, we're going to be going over all sorts of stuff, all of the basics, all of the intermediate stuff, all of the advanced stuff, CSS3, and just anything cool new that's coming out on the horizon, whatever. So as always, feel free to let us know if there's anything you want to learn or any questions you might have, okay? Once again, this is Scott with Level Up Tuts, and thanks for watching.